is a news show. Sup, Nation? Hope you are having an awesome Wednesday. My name, of course, is Philip DeFranco, and this is where I talk about news type stuff and things that matter to me today. A quick note, I'm in New York today, which is why the background's different, and I'm in a hotel room with two tiny double beds. Which, side note, I never want to mature enough where it's not fun to jump from one bed to the other and then back and forth. I imagine that's the day that my inner child has died. And from that thought, let's jump into the first story of the day. And Nation, the first thing I want to talk about today is religion. And I usually don't like talking about religion because no matter where you are, usually you never win. That's really the fun part of religious debate. Everyone's a loser. I gotta say, as someone that was raised Catholic, I went to Catholic school, dealt with the nuns, all that business, and it all honestly left me with a bad taste in my mouth, no pun intended, Catholics. But I gotta say, this Pope, good fucking Pope, great Pope, man. He's kind of a gangster Pope. He came in, he was like, hey, everything you guys are doing, that's weird because I'm doing it different. It just matters that people are good people and do well unto others. And most recently today, he shut down Germany's infamous Bishop of Bling. Specifically, Pope Francis suspended Bishop Franz Peter Tabarts van Elst after learning that the bishop had spent over $55 million on his residence, including a new $20,000 bathtub, $35,000 conference table, a $1.1 million garden, and $4 million on his own private chapel. Total cost could reach $55 million, and the approved budget by his predecessor was $7.5. Both of those numbers are crazy, but one is far crazier than the other. The Vatican's official statement, which once again was gangster. The Holy See deems it appropriate to authorize a period of leave for the diocese for Franz Peter Tabarts van Elst. A situation has been created in which the bishop can no longer exercise his episcopal duties. In other words, you shut down, son. Ain't no life but a humble life. So I guess the main point, you're doing some good poping there, Pope. Keep the poping up. And Nation, from there, I want to talk about our BAMF of the day today, which actually involves YouTube. News stories about YouTube, and more importantly, YouTubers, can be tough to cover because I know a lot of these people, whether they be friends or you see them once or twice a year at things like VidCon. But if I didn't cover this because it involved a YouTuber, I'd just be a douchebag that hides things. So with that said, I want to introduce our BAMF of the day, Mr. Nate Clark. If you follow the tubes, you probably have no idea who Nate is because he has 3,000 subscribers as I'm recording this video. He might not have even had any this morning. And the reason we now know who Nate is another YouTuber by the name of Joey Graceffa posted a video where his car was towed. In his video, he seems very confused as to why his car was towed. He says there's no signage, later telling his audience he found out that he was a little bit in front of a driveway. He then makes some remarks where I think he's trying to be funny, and he's like, oh, you have a fat car, you slut, blah, blah, blah. And then it turns out that the guy that had Joey's car towed found out who he was and posted a video explaining why his car was towed.
You mentioned only being a little bit in front of our driveway.
It turns out I was blocking someone's driveway by like that much.
That's just not true. In fact, your entire damn car was blocking our entire damn driveway, Joey. Here's a picture. Sorry, Joey.
It goes on for like 3 minutes. It's just filled with epicness, and it should be watched. Nate Clark is not the hero we deserve, but the hero we need. Like the opposite of Batman. And other than this video just being amazing, I think it opens up a conversation about entitlement and not admitting to people that you were in the wrong. But there's also a negative, dark side to this story, and rather than just being a story about, ha, you got caught, the sheer number of anti-gay comments on Joey's channel makes me sad. In general, when I've met the guy, he seems like a sweetheart. We've all done douchey things in life. He got caught. I think it's deserving of a laugh, but holy shit, the hate. And I guess that's the point I want to add. You can kind of make pokes and jabs at people, but if you're one of those people escalating to bigotry, you should get the fuck out and unsubscribe. So really, 2 lessons in that story. And of course, once again, if you finish this video and you want to watch the full thing, just click it. It's easily the best thing I've seen this week. Then in awesome movie news, there have not been trailers for Anchorman 2 in a while, and boom, within 24 hours, they released 2. And I've got to say, I'm kind of excited for a movie that was as big as Anchorman and how much could possibly go wrong with an Anchorman 2. The trailers today have put my fears aside, if even just momentarily. The gang's back together, it's a bunch of funny people. It does seem like there may be some references to the original, like, haha, wasn't that funny? Let's escalate that funny. But it also seems like there's a lot of new stuff, which is very necessary in a sequel not being kind of, shit-tastic. And it's all coming out December 19th, which means by Christmas, your douchey cousin will probably be quoting this movie till you hate it, even if it was good. You're my boy, Blue! Not your boy. Shut your fucking face, Ted. It's 2013. Then let's talk about someone probably losing their job, specifically someone that works for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Reason being is that the Twitter account with almost 100,000 followers decided to take a story about a man winning $1 million in the lottery and tweet about it by saying, $1 million GA lottery winner Willie Lynch can get 40 acres and a whole lot of mules. For those of you sleeping in class, 40 acres and a mule, a reference towards slavery and black people. Although really only the 40 acres were guaranteed and the mule was just kind of implied. And also really none of the black people got 40 acres because, you know, white people in the 1800s. But back to the main point, yay racist tweets that obviously the internet did not like. After the backlash, they deleted the tweet and said, AJC apologizes for and deeply regrets the tweet that was posted earlier today. We are working to address the situation internally. I just kind of want to know, does the AJC have like one guy that's working the Twitter, or like did someone have to bounce the idea for this tweet off someone else? Like I just imagine a meeting, it's like two white guys and like, hey Jim, I'm thinking SEO, you know, how do we optimize this story? He won $1 million. Okay, money. His name's Willie Lynch. Okay, the last name's got me thinking, is he black? I don't know, but his last name makes me think of slave times. Perfect. Let's reference something painful about slavery. Boom! That's why they pay you the big bucks, Jimbo. And scene. Also, really random, quickie, awesome news. The Sherlock Season 3 premiere was announced for January 19th at 10 p.m. and I'm so excited. When that comes back, you'll be damn sure we're gonna do a broken down on SourceFed Nerd. Then I have to share an awesome, amazing video that'll make you either go, yeah, or give you an anxiety attack. At Red Bull Rampage 2013, Kelly McGarry did a backflip over a 72-foot canyon, and GoPro just posted the first person footage, and it is amazing. I don't even know how he gets that much air with balls of steel weighing him down. And finally, in honor of Pauly D's legal battles with his baby mama, who happened to be a Hooters waitress, we feature our separate lovely lady of the day, Jessie Larson, a 21-year-old blonde model / part-time waitress. She's an up-and-comer with pretty much no following yet, and if you want to check her out in a gallery, start following her, or check out anything else I talked about today, links to those things down below. And Nation, the last thing I want to talk about today, it's less a story and more just something that's in my mind that's been bothering me as I've been watching the news. Can we please stop calling kids that shoot up schools the nice kid? Because guess what? You know what's not nice? Shooting up schools. There's a reason that when you turn on the news, it was always the nice kid. And that is because fear sells. The nice kid that no one ever expected kill people. I could die, my son, my child, when they are out of my control, could die. And there's no way to predict it. I have to find out more. And they just keep focusing that he was just a nice kid that no one ever expected. Rather than, I don't know, talking about real issues. Was the kid being bullied either at school or at home? Were they on meds? Did they have mental problems? Where'd they get access to the weapon? Now we'll blame it on video games or movies or something corrupting youth. And it's obviously not us as a society or the parents or the teachers or anyone fucking around this kid. It's not their fault. And I'm not saying that these kids can't be victims in their own right. I'm sure that Hitler and every murderer or rapist that's in jail right now, like they probably had a shitty support system around them, but at the end of the day, they're still that thing that they did. I think maybe let's start addressing the problem rather than just making the headline. But I think that's where I want to end today. And Nation, your question of the day is actually, what do you think of that mindset? I'd love to know what you think and why in the comments down below. Remember to possibly be pelted with $50 worth of stuff from ForHumanPeoples.com. Leave a comment down below. Maybe while you're at it, hit the like button, favorite, subscribe. A big thanks again to the sponsor of today's show, Netflix.com/PhillyD. Use that URL, you get a free month of in-streaming movies, and it helps out the show. But of course, as always, my name's Philip DeFranco. You've just been filled in. I love your faces, and I'll see you tomorrow. Unless I get stabbed to death because I like people watching far too much in New York City.